Get ready for the action because the Celtics versus the 76ers Game 7 is here. Jayson Tatum is on fire, having already reached number 7 all-time in Game 7 scoring, and the betting odds are heavy on the Boston Celtics advancing to the Eastern semis. We break down all the facts you need to know before this massive showdown.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSockets Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
The Philadelphia 76ers are looking to become the 14th team to win a series after trailing 3 games, and the focus is squarely on Joel Embiid. We look at the latest on the star center's health status and whether he is truly ready to dominate in this crucial Game 7 against the Celtics. But hold on, there's a serious concern weighing on the Celtics. Jayson Tatum has been dealing with lower body discomfort, and we examine what this injury history means for his performance tonight and the entire Boston Celtics playoff run. Finally, Paul George is stepping up to defend the Celtics stars, and we dive into his strategy for Game 7. Find out how the Philadelphia 76ers are neutralizing Boston's offense and what the entire playoff picture looks like as this massive game tips off at 7:30 p.m. ET. Don't miss it. The highly anticipated Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers is set to determine the fate of the NBA playoff series, with history strongly favoring the Celtics to secure a spot in the second round. The contest pits Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown against Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey as the Sixers aim to become the 14th team to win a series after trailing 3 games. For Boston, advancing to the Eastern Conference semifinals would mark their 9th appearance in the last 10 seasons. Statistical history paints a compelling picture for the Celtics. In the Tatum-Brown era, Boston has gone 6-2 in Game 7 matchups, with only 2 losses coming against teams featuring LeBron James and Jimmy Butler. Jayson Tatum has demonstrated historic performance in these high-stakes games, averaging 26.7 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 5.1 assists while shooting 47.9% from deep. Across 7 previous Game 7s, Tatum has amassed 187 points, ranking him number 7 all-time in points in Game 7s, trailing only legends like Larry Bird and LeBron James. Furthermore, Tatum holds the record for the most points scored in a single Game 7 in NBA history, a mark set during the 2023 NBA Finals against the 76ers. Despite the series context, oddsmakers lean toward Boston, with Joe Mazzulla's team opening as 7.5-point favorites, even after suffering losses in the preceding games. Analysts suggest the game could be decided early, noting that 5 of the 6 games in the series have featured significant blowouts. NBA.com's John Schumann pointed to the high-pressure nature of these contests, noting that only one of the first 6 games saw a 5-minute span result in a 5-point difference. He highlighted the contrasting clutch performances, noting the Celtics' 16-17 record in clutch games versus the Sixers' league-leading clutch defense, which secured 2 of their 3 clutch wins against Boston. The Game 7 tips off at 7:30 p.m. ET. The winner of this pivotal matchup will advance to face the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Philadelphia 76ers are projecting full availability for star center Joel Embiid as they head into Game 7 against the Boston Celtics. Despite initial concerns, the Sixers are confident Embiid will be ready for the 4th consecutive game. His official injury status is listed as a recovery following appendectomy surgery, with no other lingering setbacks, which is viewed as a significant positive development, especially considering a previous knee concern in Game 5. Following a decisive Game 6 victory, Embiid expressed strong confidence in his health, stating, "I tell my brain I feel amazing, so I feel amazing. Hopefully, my brain understands it. Sometimes it's hard. Your body tells you something different, but I feel amazing." Embiid has a history of battling through injuries throughout his career, particularly in the playoffs. His recent playoff performance includes a debut in Game 4, where he delivered 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, followed by a strong performance in Game 7 against Boston, where he contributed 33 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. In Game 6, Embiid played 34 minutes, scoring 19 points and grabbing 10 rebounds, though his shooting efficiency dipped to 33.3% from the field. With the Sixers aiming to upset the number 2 seeded Celtics, Embiid appears unfazed. Barring any unforeseen developments, the star center is expected to be fully fit for the highly anticipated Game 7, scheduled for 7:30 p.m. ET. Jayson Tatum's lingering injury concerns are casting a shadow over the Boston Celtics as they head into a crucial Game 7. Following his withdrawal in the third quarter of Game 6 against the Philadelphia 76ers due to left calf tightness, Tatum's condition raises serious questions about the Celtics' prospects for advancing in the playoffs. Tatum's history of lower body issues, particularly his recovery from a ruptured right Achilles tendon last year, amplifies the concern. While the Game 6 incident involved the opposite leg, it signals a worrying trend in elite basketball where lower body ailments, including calf strains, hamstring issues, and ankle sprains, are becoming increasingly common, especially during the high physicality of the playoffs. These injuries are exacerbated by the demands of postseason basketball. The constant cycle of intense travel, limited recovery time, and maximum intensity play pushes players to compete through soreness, increasing the risk of compensation injuries to surrounding muscles and joints. This trend is league-wide. Other teams are also dealing with significant lower body setbacks, including the Minnesota Timberwolves' Dante DiVincenzo's Achilles injury and Anthony Edwards' knee concerns, as well as hamstring strains affecting stars like Luka Doncic and Jalen Williams. The NBA's postseason environment places immense physical strain on players, making the management of lower body health a critical factor for any team aiming for deep playoff runs. Tatum's ability to manage this discomfort will be key as the Celtics battle for advancement. Noi Dung Kai Tight. The Philadelphia 76ers have mounted a significant comeback, moving from a 3-1 deficit to force a decisive Game 7 against the Boston Celtics on Saturday night. The Sixers have successfully neutralized Boston's offensive strategies, leveraging Joel Embiid's dominance in the paint, while Paul George has led the charge on the perimeter. George is having a stellar series, averaging 18.2 points and 4.2 rebounds, while demonstrating impressive shooting efficiency, with a 54.3% rate from deep. Despite these offensive numbers, George is tasked with defending Celtics stars Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown at a high level. /N/N Tatum and Brown are also contributing offensively, with Tatum averaging 24.5 points and Brown averaging 23.3 points, though the series has proven challenging for both. /N/N Speaking about the matchup against Tatum and Brown, Paul George expressed a candid view of the defensive challenges. He stated, Jayson and JB is as good as it gets. They're gonna make tough shots. They're going to challenge me. They're going to make me look bad at moments. They're going to embarrass me in moments, but I enjoy the matchups. I enjoy the challenges. I've always been excited on the defensive end. /N/N As a 4-time all-defensive team member, George emphasized his commitment to defense. He noted that while he has been recognized as a smooth scorer, he deeply values his defensive capabilities. I tell people, I've just been gifted to score and be able to have a smoothness on the offensive end, but defensively, I've always appreciated that side of the ball, George commented. So it's fun. Every minute that I'm on the floor, I want the matchup. I want to play against those guys, but it's going to come down to just being disciplined and kind of just sticking to my film that I've watched, and just seeing how they play, and what could I do to be better on a game-to-game basis. /N/N Looking ahead to Game 7 at TD Garden, George and the Sixers are prepared for a fierce contest. When asked about the intensity of the matchup, George concluded, my hands are gonna be cut out. Those two, like I said, are phenomenal players. Just again, gotta be disciplined against those two, /.